the most accurate, reliable, and candid news you'll find anywhere in this continent. This is Becca.
This is Trevor.
And this is Val, here to give you the evening news.
We have some news here in Bosnia. Let's go to Jacob and see what it's all about.
Live from Sarajevo, Bosnia, on June 28, 1914. We have breaking news. The Archduke of Austria-Hungary and his wife have been assassinated. As you can see, Franz Ferdinand and his wife, Sophie, lie dead at the scene. Now, we don't have a lot of details yet, but we do know the assassin has fled the scene. We also believe the assassin is part of the Black Hand terrorist group. This is not interesting to note, this is not the first attempt on the Archduke's life today. Earlier today, a man by the name of Kabrinovic also attempted to murder them by throwing a bomb. He only damaged a little bit of property and a few aides. Kabrinovic has been arrested, and Ferdinand's attendants have been attended to. Let's please talk to the police chief here. Well, can you tell me what's happened here today?
Indeed I can. We have identified the assassin as 19-year-old Gavrilo Princip. He shot pregnant Sophie in the stomach first, and then he shot Ferdinand in the throat.
Can you confirm that Princip is indeed a part of the terrorist organization, the Black Hand?
It is believable. Princip is a Bosnian Serb who has often spoken out against Austro-Hungary.
And can you tell me why the Duke was unprotected when he was killed?
Well, protocol states that soldiers should line the streets for the Archduke's protection. However, with tensions already present over the annexation of Bosnia to Austria-Hungary, with disliked Franz Ferdinand visiting Sarajevo, it is believed soldiers would do more harm than good.
Well, that's a sad, sad story indeed. Thank you for your time. Caught Princip. Let's bring him in. Did you really kill the Archduke?
Yes, I killed this idiot.
Why? What motivation? What drove you to do this?
To send a message to the Serbian people. We are being oppressed by these Austrian idiots. Russia is our only ally. We must fight against them. You know what? I'm glad he's dead. You know what? Calm down. Your hands are so sweaty. Ugh.
Well, there you have it, folks. Giovanna Princip, guilty as charged. That's all.
Thank you, Jacob. That's truly an awful event.
Indeed. Who knows where this might lead?
So far it's led to open war. Here's a report from the trenches.
We are here today on the trenches of the Western Front. These are two of the soldiers that we will be interviewing. They are stationed and they are fighting here. So, what's your impression of the trenches?
It's been difficult. Between rebuilding the walls that cave in
And the explosives launched into our vicinity.
and the freezing temperatures, hunger, death.
Okay. This is PG-13. Okay? I think our listeners have a general understanding. So what are your jobs specifically?
Well, we're both front linemen, so when the command is given, we have to fight our way through no man's land, attempting to gain more land.
With those very big guns, I see.
Yes. At most, we gain 100 yards. It's kind of depressing.
It's full of traps, shrapnel, and tons of barbed wire.
Ugh. Barbed wire is a type of wire that has pieces of metal woven into it. It digs into your skin and gets caught in it. It hurts an awful lot.
Sometimes I have to repair the wire.
Are there pieces of, people in there?
Sometimes I have to clean those people up.
Yes, she's bodies, I'm wire.
Jeez, that sure is scary. Well, looks like the enemy is preparing to attack. Seems like you guys have a lot to do.
They're coming!
Down! I'm going!
Wow. Well, that's all for today, folks. Next time, we're going to tune in for some war propaganda.
That's how we do it here.
That's another tragic event. Thank you, Val.
Quite an interesting place, those trenches.
Yep, it's really funny how it ends up where we're fighting the entire war.
Now on to a section about propaganda during wartime.
In the
Here's Trevor.
arms of the angel, fly away.
reporting live from London, and there is certainly a lot of propaganda going on around here. These people have been here since 7 o'clock last night, trying to convince people to join the war the entire time.
Join the war!
Do your part!
I've got a stick! Join the war!
As you can see, protesting like this is a big part in advertising for the war. It helps share people's opinions towards the cause, whether it be positive or negative. I found a young lady who is glad to help me, giving you guys a little bit of insight on her propaganda to help yeah. Here comes this young lady right now.
Hey, is this live?
Yeah.
Hey, Mom!
Well, hi there. I have a few questions to ask you. Do you think you can do that for me?
Certainly.
Well, that's great. Well, I'm gonna have a few questions on your propaganda to give our viewers some insight on to wrap their minds completely around the idea of propaganda.
I'd be happy to help.
Okay, well, we're going straight to question number 1. Why do people use propaganda now? And why don't they just talk to people? Like, why?
Talking about the wars.
Yeah.
That's so 1800s.
1800s.
Jeez. Oh my gosh. Now people are using propaganda in the forms of posters and radios and all kinds of that newfangled technology thingy-mabobbers. Hope that isn't too high-tech for you, but, you know. Anyways, we use propaganda to convince people to either join the war or support the war!
Yeah, that
Or-
crazy lunatic over there.
Yeah,
Okay.
we can also support it,
Okay, well, that actually makes sense.
actually.
Okay, question number 2. You think I can handle it?
I'm pretty sure.
I hope so. Is all propaganda true?
No, not all of it. I mean, it's all based on true fact, but it doesn't, mean it's true. It's meant to convince, not to inform specifically. So we, use people's emotions to sway them towards helping the war.
Okay, convinced, not informed. War! I got it. Okay, last question. Why is propaganda significant to the war?
It's super significant, I think.
Yeah, no, why?
It's revolutionary to the way messages are sent between people. It got more soldiers to, go to the war, so it helped the Allies,
Yeah, it helps
win.
people.
Or, we want to win. Yeah. So, I mean, I think propaganda will be used even past our time.
That is awesome. So from my observations here, it looks like propaganda is a great source of information for the war and for the people at home. So what do you think about that?
I mean, that's pretty much the way it works.
Oh, great. So you guys understand propaganda? That wraps it up back here. Back to you guys after a short break from our sponsors.
Support the war!
Do you want to join in the fight for your country? Of course you do. Your country needs you. Do it with strength and honor. Join the cavalry. Ride for your country, and we'll send those Germans packing. Thank you for the interesting information on propaganda, Trevor.
You're welcome, Becky. My interview was quite a character.
And now on to Grace with her report on the British cavalry. I could really use a horse.
Oh
It's a miracle!
I want a puppy.
I want a sandwich!
I want a raise. No.
We get paid?
Hello. Today I'm going to be interviewing a British cavalry captain of the 6th Brigade. Despite many advances in technology, the cavalry still remains the backbone of any army. Whether it's covering the infantry, transporting guns and weapons, or carrying the wounded, horses remain a large part of this current war. Here's the captain now. Hello, Captain! I'd like to ask some questions about the cavalry's role in the war.
Absolutely. In fact, British cavalry were some of the first units to see war.
But now that most soldiers engage in trench warfare, what's the cavalry's job now?
Cavalry is expected to charge and break up enemy infantry, as well as cover the infantry's flanks. We typically try to stay away from the trenches, but it's not unheard of to be positioned there. Our quick attacks can be both effective and deadly. We typically use small scale attacks to exploit gaps in the enemy defensive lines. We push forward to occupy the grounds the infantry is too tired to reach.
And how has the cavalry handled the new weaponry such as machine guns?
Well, we're all expected to shoot, both mounted and dismounted. We use machine guns to support our charges, and sometimes we have to take blows for the infantry. However, when we charge, we move so fast that we manage to avoid most of the gunfire.
Impressive! Then why is that mortality rate for horses so high?
Well, horses not in the infantry either have to pull the wounded or pull supplies. Both are rigorous and taxing. Add that to illness, exposure, and hunger, thousands of horses die each year. The U.S. continually supplies us with new mounts, but the Germans sabotage many of our ships, carrying them because they know horses are so crucial to us.
What do you believe will become of the cavalry with all this new technology?
Well, to be honest, cavalry no longer plays the main role in the war that it used to. However, we are still the backbone support for ground and aerial attacks. While eventually the cavalry may be completely replaced, I do not see that happening for many years.
Those are all the questions I have to ask. Back to you guys.
Very informative, Grace. And a beautiful horse, too.
Now on to Jacob's new technology.
I want my raise.
Oh my god!
It's okay, horsey.
We are now hiring.
I didn't wear a mask, and I got influenza.
And I wore a mask, and I didn't get influenza. Would you rather be like me, healthy and strong, or Gabby here? The choice is yours.
Boss, last scene, reporter Becca kinda got shot. Oh, you wanna talk to her?
I'm dead, you idiot.
Becca's not available at the moment. Yeah, what? We're gonna continue, boss.
I need my horse.
Shut up, Val.
Instead of just talking about war technologies today, that I'd meet with some people who have first-hand experience with them. Today here, I have John.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't see anymore. This war stuff is messing with my eyesight. They're not working the way they should anymore.
You lost your sight battling valiantly for your country, didn't you, John?
Exactly. These Germans over here with their mustard gas, it's insane. It's terrible. Like, I'm lucky I had a gas mask. With my gas mask, it's not affecting my eyes. Like, I'm living. So many unfortunate souls, they didn't have any gas masks. So they're still dead in those trenches over there. I have nightmares. I can't sleep at night. It's bad.
Must have been so hard for you. I'd like
It
to thank
is.
you for your time and your service, my friend. And now, on to his wife, Barbara. She experienced a first-hand attack from a German U-boat submarine.
Yes, the attack was so sudden. My ship, they were apparently carrying supplies for the war, but we were all innocent. Submarine move unseen throughout the water. Nothing can detect them. Luckily, we had a nearby ship that saved us, but my hip hasn't been the same since.
Another scary story. This young soldier. Can you tell me the type of weapons you experienced on the battlefield?
Yes. Well, first we start with machine guns. These bad boys can fire 400 to 600 calibers per minute. Although, sometimes we have a problem with them overheating and we have to pour water on them. And then there's the planes. Those things are dangerous to fly, but they're really useful for scouting and dropping bombs.
Well, it's very interesting. I'd like to thank you and everyone else for their time.
I smell a spy!
Give me this.
No!
Wow, that's a lot of new technology.
Maybe this will be the war to end all wars because of all these new improvements. Those guns hurt.
I don't know if the world can handle any more new weapons.
Pull yourself together.
I was shot, for goodness sake.
On to the subject of the influenza epidemic of 1918.
Are you feeling the effects of the war in your home? Some grumbling stomachs, perhaps? We all know our troops need whatever they can get. So help show your support by freeing up as much fresh meat as possible. Buy our new soy sausages. Through our creativity and ingenuity, we've created a perfect substitute for a normal meat sausage. And remember, don't have any meat? Don't eat it.
I'm here today at the Klein General Hospital reporting on the severe epidemic of influenza, also known as the Spanish flu. This virus is a deadly infection that attacks the respiratory system. Half of Europe and America's population has been infected. Doctor, could you tell us more?
Well, influenza spreads by infection. So like breathing, coughing, spitting. It makes it pretty hard to handle. I mean, we're probably all going to be dead within the week, so...
Doctor, cases of the flu happen every year. Why is it so deadly now?
Well, we always try to make, like, antidotes to the virus when it comes around, but the fact is, it mutates. So every year it's a little bit different. Usually 20% of the population dies that are infected, and the death toll has been up to 50 million right now. Another weird thing about this disease is that it's not just affecting the weak children. Usually that's the case. That's the most who die, at least. But this one's affecting healthy adults. So scientists are still trying to get a handle on that.
Thank you, Doctor. Nurse, do you have anything to add?
Yes, I do.
Shut up, you're an intern.
I don't care, so that's what I'm going to say. Okay, our patient here, she has influenza. It's not good. Symptoms consist of fatigue, coughing, fever, headaches, aches. Ugh.
AIDS?
Aches, you idiot. I can't do anything with this stupid doctor over here.
I really shouldn't be the doctor.
No.
Am I
You
safe?
shouldn't. Okay, anyways, as I was saying, influenza, it starts off pretty small, but then it keeps growing. It goes into pneumonia. And then when a pneumonia comes, this patient, she's going to get spots all over her face. And as you can see now, she ain't looking too good. But so then, they start choking on their blood, and that's how most people end up dying. And then, they end up having hallucinations due to the fevers.
I see the light.
There's no light in hell.
Now, the doctor already mentioned ways to prevent the flu. What can people do to heal this disease?
Well,
Like, in case I get it.
Well, you sort of have to quarantine her. The only thing we got is isolation. Sometimes we put occasional cloths on their face, but it's not going too great.
You look beautiful.
I know. But so, what we try to do to help these patients, we try to break the mucus within their lungs and their chest, but it's not always 100%. The results become varied, and they're not certain at all.
Thank you for your time.
I'm out of here.
What is that?
Oh yeah, it's nothing.
Terrible epidemic we have going on here.
What you gonna do about it?
I don't know.
You should really figure that out.
Yeah. Most schools and public places have closed,
And it's really affecting our soldiers in the war.
as you can see.
Anyways, that's all we got for today, folks. Have a nice night from
European News.
Yes, I
said
think
your
it
dog
was
good.
Thanks.
Shut up, Val.